So next person doesn't need any introduction really, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. Used to be big in the club scenes, well known, party life. Then he got his hit on Love Island. Well, since then, he's got a new identity, he shaped himself, he aligned with what we're teaching today. So I thought no better person to bring than Scott Thomas.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the Drake music to kick in. I've always wanted to walk into Drake. There we go. Yeah, can we just blast it a little bit? This reminds me of being in the clubs. Do you know what? First of all, guys, I just want to say thank you to Active Physiques and Clint for having me here today. As soon as I walked in the room, I just love the energy of real fucking people. That's what it's all about. So I just want to say thank you for having me here today. Thank you to Active Physiques. Give them a round of applause. Who here today feels like they could be doing just a little bit more with their life? Like, yeah, you're doing all right, but you feel like you could be doing just a little bit more. 1 second, is that working? Oh, there. There we go, sorry. Yeah, you feel like you could be doing a little bit more. And this can cover all areas of your life, whether it's fitness, business, career, relationships, your family life. You just know you could be doing a little bit more with your life, and you know deep down in your intuition that you've got this amazing potential, but something's keeping you here, right? Trust me, I know this feeling way too fucking well, right? For 10 years, I was living what looked like the dream on paper. I was a professional party boy in Manchester, but I was out 3 nights a week, sniffing copious amounts of cocaine. I'm sorry, Mum, if you're in the room. I was drinking myself into oblivion. And I've managed over the last 5 years to completely transform my whole identity. I'm now running multiple businesses, working with global brands like Amazon, Hugo Boss. I've just secured my first book deal with a major publisher, which no one else knows about yet, but that's out there now. I've just built my own podcast with my brothers, in-house, done it from scratch, and it's one of the fastest growing podcasts in the UK, and we're having such a buzz doing it. And I'm the strongest, happiest, and healthiest I've ever been, and I'm nearly 4 years sober as well. Thank you, guys. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because I managed to identify the biggest thing that was holding me back, right? And it wasn't alcohol and it wasn't drugs. It's something way deeper than that. And it's probably something that is affecting all of us, right? Every single one of us. In fact, I know it is. What if I was to say to you by the end of this talk today, not only am I going to identify that thing that's holding us all back, I'm also going to give you some solid steps to remove it from your life. Would that sound good to you? Yeah? Would that make you feel fucking pumped? There we go. Okay, before I do that, let me just give you a little recap on my life. Yes, this is the Scottish special era. Did anyone ever come to my nights? Avisa Thursdays, there we go. Yeah, I was the balloon. This was me, the biggest cannon in Manchester. And it was my job, my role to get everyone fucking going, yeah? I was minting it, right? And I threw this night in Manchester for over 7 years it was, Avisa, Sakura. It started off in Wilmslow, then we took the nights all over the world, we all say the world, Ibiza, Marbella, London. And yeah, I had the reputation of being the craziest kid. I was the last man standing at any kitchen party. I was never going home. I was never going home. I was running away from myself. I didn't even realise it. But it killed me because on the surface, I was earning sick money. I was mixing with models, celebrities, footballers. Justin Bieber came down to my night. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, having shots with him. And it looked mint, but I would wake up most mornings in tears because that's not who I was. I was the academic one. I was the scholar of my family. I was the professor, my mum will tell you. I went to private school. I got 4 A stars, 5 A's, 3 A's at A level, went to University of Manchester, had a degree in history, but somehow I fell into this. And don't get me wrong, at first it was fun. But it's the perfect epitome of, even if you're making good money and you look successful on paper and you're the guy in Manchester, if you're not doing what truly sets you alive and makes you happy, then you're going to feel unfulfilled. And I would get arrested for drunk and disorderly. I get chucked out my own night, so I was famous for it. People are out my night, and I'm getting chucked out the front door, hands behind my back. We laugh about it now, but it killed me the next day when I wake up. I'd gambled all my money in the casino. I had a gambling addiction when I was like 23. Just from getting pissed. And I was fully trapped in a cycle. And I could feel my potential though. This is why I was watching at the beginning. I could feel deep down that I was destined for greatness, so much more. But I didn't know how to change. I was trapped in a cycle. Because back then, no one was talking about this. Everyone's fucking sober now, right? The world's changing. It's been 6 years ago when I went sober. No one was talking about it. In fact, no one even told me to stop drinking. They didn't say, you should stop drinking. They're like, you should try and cut down a little. What if an option? If someone came out and they weren't drinking back then, it was like, you fucking weird. You don't get on it. Honestly, I used to don't trust people who didn't get on it. So I felt trapped. I had no role models. Because people had been to, like, I don't know, rehab. I couldn't really relate to them. So I felt trapped, but I didn't know how to get out of it. But I did know that this wasn't me and I was capable of so much more. And I even remember, this is me, by the way, in Ibiza. Been up for 3 days here. Got a chicken out. It's mad because it's funny when you look back at it, but that wasn't me. That just wasn't me. I became a different person. And I even remember going to see my therapist, because I started therapy years ago. And I went to see Gareth, my therapist. I still see him to this day, by the way. And I said to him, I can't change, mate. I'm the Scotty Special. That's who I am. That's who people expect me to be. And unknowingly, I had created an identity around myself and some belief systems that were keeping me here. And every time I tried to change, I'd always default back. Is that just gone off the screen now? Is that in my pocket? I'd always default back. And I remember even saying, like, I don't want to be the boring sober guy. So anyway, I felt trapped and I didn't really know what I was going to do. And I kept trying to go sober, but I kept defaulting back. And there was one time when I went to, this is when I moved into business. I had my agency, the Social PR. And I moved into business. And I wasn't drinking as often, but every time I did drink, it was a fucking explosion. So I was down to like once a month now. But when I did drink, Scotty Special would come out, but in force. But this time it wasn't cool. I was in business now. I was mixing with big clients and everything else. And I was great at my job. I had this amazing year with the Social PR. I secured all these big clients. Edwardian hotels, like the Mayfair in London and everything else. We got invited to their chairman's luncheon. And it's like in a room like this with all the big dogs in there. And I don't know if anyone can relate to this. If I had a big event, I would go out the night before. Yeah? So when I drank the next day, it didn't hit me as hard. I don't know if anyone relates to this. Yeah, do you remember that? Like, I'd go out the night before, go get myself pissed, so the next day the alcohol wouldn't hit me as hard. So I went out the night before, woke up in London, the other side of London, and I scrambled myself to this chairman's luncheon, and I was still pissed, and I carried on drinking. I was in a room like this, and I ended up having a chairman in an headlock, and just being an absolute balloon. I got escorted out, and my whole team knew about it. At the time, we were managing Molly May, and we were doing some big things, right? And my whole team knew about it. I was the laughing stock. And my business partner didn't really want to work with me anymore. My client didn't want to work with me. And I was at rock bottom. Because I was thinking, how the fuck have I gone from having an amazing year, and then I've done this to myself? No one else, I did it to myself. So I flew out to Abu Dhabi, I had this trip booked, and I flew out there. And I was in such a bad way. It was my first ever solo trip, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I started reflecting. I was walking up and down this beach, and I kept listening to Denzel Washington. He saved my fucking life. You don't even know about it. That's why I love motivational speaking, because you hear the right words at the right time, you can change your whole life. And I was walking up and down this beach, listening to Denzel Washington. To achieve something you never had, you have to do something you never done. It gives me goosebumps now, man. Every time I still listen to it, because I knew what I had to do. And this sounds daft in this day, right? But I knew I had to go 12 months sober. But back then, that was like climbing Mount Everest. Because it was my whole identity was going to change. It wasn't just about quitting drinking, my whole identity had to change. I had to change my mates and everything, right? But I knew how to do it. And I stood in the ocean, right, with this pebble. I've still got this pebble at home. I always forget to bring this pebble, right? Because I wanted to remember the texture. Because I think all of us know, right? Do you know when you say you're going to do something, but this time you fucking know you're going to do it? It's a different type of feeling, right? You know deep down in your soul, this is the time, and I knew this was the time, and I could feel it, and I could also see myself on stage like Tony Robbins. I swear to God, I don't know why, but I could see it back then. I wasn't even speaking. I just felt like one day I'm going to share my story. And I held this pebble, I remember that moment, and I went home, and I went sober. And I did it, right? I did 12 months sober. And even in the space of 6 months, I completely transformed my whole life. I got in the best shape of my life. I became obsessed with self-development, personal growth. And I even launched my own wellness brand. And I just grew more in 6 months than I did in 10 years. And it wasn't because of sobriety. That wasn't the biggest gift. The biggest gift that I ever got was this. For the first time in my life, I was embracing quiet time. Away from drink, away from drugs, away from people. My therapist challenged me and went, Scott, I want you to start practicing spending time in your own company. I was like, are you fucking mad? I was the first person to go out because I did not want to be in my own company. I was running from myself. And I want to ask you guys as well, because this is something that a lot of us don't do. When was the last time you spent time on your own? And I mean truly on your own. No phone, no social media, no podcast. It's a scary fucking thought, right? But when you do it, wow, your whole life starts to change because you get back in touch with yourself, right? And don't get me wrong, at first it was really uncomfortable because all the shit comes to the surface, yeah? Everything you've been running from, you've got a really bad problem with alcohol, you don't like yourself, everything I was running from, but it wasn't that bad. I let it land. It was never as bad as you think it's going to be, but I let it land. But then something special started to happen. I got back in touch with me. And all the things I'd forgotten about, I was back in touch with little Scott, the little geek from school, who loved learning stuff, loved performing on stage as the Artful Dodger. I started to remember who the fuck I was again. And I started to realise everything that I liked about myself. And it felt fucking amazing because I knew who I was, away from the crowds, away from my friends, away from everybody else. I knew who I was again. And I started to build this life. In line with that, I started to move in alignment. And I launched my own wellness brand, started doing my own podcast, and started even speaking to my wellness community. But then something started happening. I noticed every time I tried to go to the next level in life, every time I tried to achieve and change and evolve, these thoughts would start popping into my head. You're not fucking good enough, bro. This isn't for you. You're the Scotty Special. And I started to notice these thoughts popping in my head. And I started to realise that this was the one thing that was keeping Scotty Special stuck where he was. And this is the same thing that I think is holding all of us back, and it's the same thing that I was talking about at the beginning of this conversation. It's self-limiting beliefs. Like so many of us are hardwired with self-limiting beliefs that are keeping us where we are. We don't even fucking realise it. Because they're in your deep, in your subconscious, right? And this could be one thing that was said to you as a kid from a parent who didn't quite believe in you, or a teacher who made you feel small, or even a relationship, your first ever relationship, and he cheated on you, so for the rest of your life you think relationships are bad. That happened to me, by the way. First ever kiss, 11 years old. Thought I had it in the bag, didn't I? 2 weeks later she rang me and went, you dumped, you're a shit kisser. But I'm not even lying to you guys, moments like that have made me be scared of intimacy, scared of relationships, so that's why people thought I was gay. Because I was scared to get into relationships. But now I've done the work around it. She's gonna hate me, Lauren's here by the way here today. A round of applause for Lauren. She's gonna hate me. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I started to notice all these self-limiting beliefs that were keeping me stuck. And there was so many of them. And it's only when I started to do work around these self-limiting beliefs that I could go to the next level in life. Is that stopped? Wait a second. I think it stopped. There we go. It's going to flick on now. So I'm going to ask you a question. What's blocking you? Right? What self-limiting beliefs are keeping you where you are? And by the way, they're not going to pop into your head right now. Some of you will know if you've done the work. Yeah? But I wanted to give you some food for thought. Right? I must be perfect before I act. How many of us are perfectionists in here? Quite a few of you, right? Other people are better than me. If I fail, it means I'm a failure. I don't deserve success or happiness. That's one thing that pops up for me. When things are going right for me, I try to fuck it up. How many people have got in great shape before, feel fucking mint, and then gone on a fucking big bender for 3 weeks? That was the cycle of my life. Things are going really well. Right, let's go and fuck it up now. Because I don't deserve success or happiness, yeah? It's too late for me. My mum went sober at the age of 65 and is now the best version of herself she's ever been. It's never too late. I'm too much for people. People used to say to me, Scott, you're going to be too much in relationships, you. You're too deep. Not to mention again, but Lauren she loves all that about me. Loves all that deep shit. Loves all those deep chats. So what I want you to do is start to try and reflect, identify and rewire what these limiting beliefs are. Because honestly guys, it doesn't matter what you do with your physique, it doesn't matter what you do with your lifestyle, if you don't change these fucking beliefs that are running through your subconscious, you will always stay where you are. So I want to set you a little challenge to reflect on what's holding you back. I'm going to do a little exercise with you now. Can you all just close your eyes for a minute? Yeah? I want you to imagine yourself 5 years from now. You're waking up in your dream gaff. Yeah? Might be by the beach. Might have a massive garden. Lake at the back. You're walking downstairs now. You're going to look in the mirror and you're going to see yourself with your fucking best physique. Set of abs. Big ass if you're a girl. And then you're gonna walk outside and you're gonna jump in your dream car and you're gonna drive wherever you want to, because money is not an obstacle. You've got loads of dough in the bank. Picture it, feel it, that freedom. Right, open your eyes. What was the biggest thought? If I said to you now, go after becoming that dream version of yourself today, right now. You've just seen it, right? You just imagined it. You know it's possible. What would be the biggest thought that holds you back? And I guarantee you they won't come straight to you. But I want you to get home tonight, tomorrow morning, and do something that none of us fucking do. Sit somewhere quiet with a pen and paper and write down what comes up. Because the answers will start to come up. And it just takes a bit of reflection. Away from social media, away from drink, away from drugs, away from people, away from the need to always be around people all the time. Get back in touch with you, because the answers you're looking for, they're not out there, they're all within. But you have to reflect. You have to practice self-awareness, and then you can start to identify them. And once you've identified them, they ain't gonna disappear. I still have thoughts coming up to me now before I'm on the stage. Fucking hell, Scott, what are you two here, mate? I'm like, listen, I'm the #1 motivational fucking speaker. Say it to myself, on the way here, I'm the #1 motivational speaker. They try it with me all the time. But I'm aware of them, so I'm saying, fuck off. Right? It's up to you to identify them. And then, this is the exciting part. You get to start to rewire them. So you've written down all the negative beliefs that are holding you back. Things like, I'm not good enough. Next to it, I want you to write, I'm fucking unstoppable. I'm not easy to love. Next to it, right, I'm someone's dream person. It's too late for me. Next to it, right, I'm in my prime. I'm 37 right now, and I'm in my prime. I thought I was done. You got told when you're younger, or when you're 20, 23, 25, that's in your prime. I'm in my prime now. I'm just getting started. So try it, because when you have the courage to reflect, identify, and rewire these negative belief systems, you can start to create positive ones. And trust me, there's no ceiling. There's no ceiling to what's possible. But even I've got to do it, because I'm now the guy that I always wanted to be, right? I'm earning the money I always wanted to earn. I'm in the shape I always wanted to be in. I'm sober. And now I'm like, I've got to look beyond it. I've got to imagine what's possible. I come from a crazy circle of friends in Manchester. Umar Kamani, pretty much a billionaire. Hiram Cook, who owns Adenola. Children for 50 years, we're 500 million now. The Couture couple. I grew up with all these boys. But when I was told Hiram was worth that, I couldn't even fathom having that amount of money in my bank account. So I knew that I had to do some work around my money blueprint. Because all our money blueprint is set by our parents or our environment. So now I've got to do some deep work and say, listen, my target is 20 million. And I look myself in the mirror and say, I've already got it. And that's just the first target. Right? But it's up to us to take the fucking ceiling off whatever we believe. Because we've been conditioned, we've been told that we can only operate in a certain place. And it's all bullshit. There's endless positive possibilities. And I've seen it with my life because if you knew Scotty Special, and he's here now today doing this, I couldn't even leave the house without a drink, guys. I couldn't even, literally, I had to be pissed before I went anywhere. And the next thing I did, and you're not gonna like this, because fucking when people used to say this to me, I was like, oh, I can't be arsed with this. But I did something that enabled me to become separate from my thoughts. So I can watch them come and go. For the first time, I'm just watching them pop up, and I'm like, that's not me. That's not who I am. And I did it through meditation. And for years, I tried meditation. And everyone said, oh, you've got to meditate and everything else. I was like, I'm not doing that. It looked like hard work. I thought you had to sit in a cross-legged position, in a yoga position with my big legs. So I was like, fuck that, no chance. And when I did do it, loads of thoughts were popping through my head. Yeah? Oh, I said to myself, I can't do that, I've got ADHD, it's not for me, that. And then I stuck with it. Started off small, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, everything else, and I stuck with it. And over time, I just realised that meditation can be done in any way you want to do it. It can be dead easy, just lie down. Lie down somewhere comfortable. Put your hand on your heart, hand on your stomach, and just watch your breath come up and down. And people say, yeah, but when I do that, the thoughts are coming and going. That is the art of meditation. You're not doing it wrong. The fact that you're watching your thoughts come in, come and go, and come and go, that is the art of meditation. And then what starts to happen over time, when you stick with it, the same way you stick with the gym, with everything else, the thoughts start to slow down. They start to become less frequent. And you start to watch them, you start to go, oh my God, I'm not actually my thoughts. And that is true freedom. I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat in Nashville. Does anyone know Dr. Joe Dispenza? Yeah? Fucking hell, what a guy. I went to his retreat in Nashville, I didn't expect what I was going to get. But anyway, I was meditating 5 hours a day. Yeah? You told Scotty Special he was going to be meditating 5 hours a day, he wouldn't have believed you. But I was, and it was a guided meditation. By the way, just do the guided meditations, you don't have to sit in silence. And I would drop in. I don't know where the fuck I was, but I became nothing, no one, and I was free. And that's what meditation is, because a lot of us think we want to be happy, we think, oh, we want to be content in life. It's not. We just want to be free from our own thoughts. Because sometimes it's not what's actually happening in the environment, it's the story we're telling ourselves. But when we come back to the present moment, that's true freedom. So when you're waking up on a Monday, you're stressed, and it happens to me all the time. The first thing I have to do is listen to a motivational speaker to get me out of my own head. Because I start telling myself all these stories. That today's going to be a graft. Oh, fucking hell, that busy bastard at work, he's going to do medding, da-da-da. None of this even happened. It's a story that we're telling ourselves about ourselves and our environment. It's up to us to become separate from our thoughts and start to rewire them with much more positive ones. So talking about being positive self-talk, I am so conscious now about the way I speak to myself and every bit of language that I use on a day-to-day basis. If I ever catch myself talking small, I'll check myself. And I've got good people around me now as well who check me as well, going, don't speak small. But that's why I come in here and say I'm the #1 motivational speaker. I don't say it to be arrogant. I don't say it because I'm trying to be cocky. I'm saying it because it's the standard I hold myself to. And it's the belief that I have around it. Because if you don't believe it, how can anyone else believe it? And this can be simple things on a daily basis. Just watching the way you talk to yourself around your friends. Oh, I'm shit with money, me. Oh, I can't lose weight. It's just the way I am. It's all a load of bullshit. Just watch the way that you're talking, because if you are talking like that, your brain believes it. Your brain doesn't know the difference between internal and external voices. So feed it with positive fucking language that empowers it. And you all know when you're around positive people, it's infectious, isn't it? You just want to be around them because they start to draw you in. And that's what you all do, you start to draw in positive opportunities, abundance, money, everything. My family now, like my whole family, are just leveling up. And I'll say this, through my energy. Like, it's infectious. Like my podcast with my brothers, this, honestly, I swear to God, sat in my kitchen with me, they went, this is shit. They went, this is shit. No one's going to listen to us doing this. There's no structure, there's no theme, there's nothing. I went, we are the source. Like, people just want to hear us. Don't need anything else. And I said it to him over and over again, Ryan, got to take this out, we can't leave this in, we're going to get cancelled. Now I create a fucking monster, honestly. So the podcast went out, and it was a hit. People loved us for being our true, authentic selves, and now they're free. It's a new sense of freedom. That's why my brand is called True Self, because for the first time in my life, I'm being my true, authentic self. And it sets you free. But what I'm trying to say is, even when I was saying it to the boys about the podcast, I believed it, but there's still a little doubt popping up. But you've still got to say it. You've still got to fucking believe it. You've got to put it out there to the world. And you get little signs every time, right? Because you get stronger and stronger, and you start to see evidence of what you're saying. My vision board has come to fucking life. People were freaked out. TED Talk, it's on there. Happy Place Festival, both of them came to me. Swear to God, didn't even look for it. My book deal came to me. Everything's coming to me because I'm showing up with that energy. And even today, I lost my dog this week. But I still showed up because that's what you do. And, sorry, I don't know why I said that. But that's what you do. Because that's what the number one motivational speaker would do, he gets shit done. So try it, guys. Practice positive self-talk in your life. Because if you don't believe it, who the fuck else will? So I just want to kind of wrap this up, guys, just by saying, if I can go from being Scotty Special, the biggest lunatic in Manchester, the joke, the cannon, the pisshead, to headlining Happy Place Festival, hitting 1 billion views across all my platforms, running multiple businesses, working with my dream brands, Hugo Boss flying me into Milan. If I can do that, honestly, anything is possible. But it's all a choice. It's up to you to choose your future self. And don't just focus on the surface work. It's important, feeling good, physical activity, everything. But don't forget to do the deep work as well. Because every time you try to push on and evolve, it'll try to pull you back. Embrace some quiet time. Reflect, identify, and rewire. And to leave you with Dr. Joe Dispenza's words as well. Believe, behave, become. Thank you so much. I was going to take a couple of questions as well. Have we got time for questions? If anyone's got any questions, don't leave me hanging, guys. Come on. Any questions in the room?
What was the hardest part about becoming sober? We've dabbled in it. Carl's been sober for about 18 months.
Wow. Dabbled. You're doing it. That's next level. Dabbled. Fucking hell. Listen, let's not take, this is what I'm saying. Don't take away from how hard that, I know how hard that is. And I think the hardest thing is recreate your whole identity. Yeah. It's how you socialised, how you dealt with stress. It's how I met girls. Like, sober dating was a fucking nightmare for me. It felt like a job interview. Hi. Nice to meet you. But it's all about...
It's that identity shift that I'm finding the most difficult. So I'll go weeks or months, and then I'll kind of get that urge, and then you're like, you end up back in it then, don't you?
Yeah, but I think it's because the self-limiting beliefs saying, it's almost saying like, you don't know who you are. It's the unknown, the person you are to become. So it's trying to keep you safe, it's trying to keep you in the familiar, go, come back here. Yeah. Right? But it's about creating a whole new identity for yourself, and visualization has changed my life. Like, literally, that's what I said to you before. And I do this every day now, a daily practice, like visualizing my dream future. And I did it with Dr. Joe Dispenza. He takes you to a whole new planet, right? where you're basically visualizing with so much emotion, right, that you already feel like it's already done. I've seen things in the future that I've already done, and it's that propels me forward. So instead of holding on to an identity of the past, or even the present, get really excited by the future one. And trust me, like I always say, my whole brand is the True Self Project, because you, away from drink, drugs, and all the bullshit, is the best version of you. And we've been taught to try and become somebody else, to try and fall in line. Like when I start, even now when I'm trying to do this, when I'm doing this motivational speaking, there've been so many people, and I did it myself, right? You try and keep people where they are. So, for example, Chris Williamson, who runs Modern Wisdom, the podcast, he was on Love Island Series 1. For years, I couldn't even listen to him. I was like, this guy from Take Me Out and fucking Love Island. Fucking hell, he stuck with it. And he's now the guy, I listen to every word he says. And even I do it because we try to keep people where they are. And we try to do it to ourselves. But anything is possible. So it's just about getting really excited about who you're going to become, not who you were. Okay. Thank you. Take one more question, Miles, got one? Go on.
How do you stop your ADHD thoughts about spiraling to catching purpose?
Oh, wow. I don't like to define myself with ADHD, but I feel like the more, and I have been diagnosed with it, and the more I go into this life of self-awareness and getting in touch with myself, I notice how prevalent it is even more. But I've got so many different coping mechanisms. I listen to motivational speakers every day. Like literally every day. I'm in the kitchen. I'm just constantly, I'm talking things through. I'm obsessed with talking. I go to the steam and sauna. If I've got something on my mind, I just talk it through. I don't bottle it up. I don't let it whirl around. I get it out. I journal. But I'm in the process now of trying to channel that into being a superpower. Because I know it will be a superpower when I learn how to channel it and focus it. But I think for me, it's more about just doing the daily things, getting off my phone. My life is so much better when I'm off my phone. If someone said to me, what's blocking you right now, it'd be my relationship to my phone. Because honestly, guys, it's the biggest thing that's holding us all back. Because it's taking us away from ourselves. And I guarantee you, your thoughts won't be as hectic and as crazy if you're not on your phone. And also just writing stuff down. I've got a whiteboard in my kitchen. And I don't like to write stuff down small. I like to write it down big. I've had him around the other day because he's on his sober journey now and he's got so much thoughts running through his head. I went, just get a whiteboard. And because people who've got ADHD, you like to write stuff down visually, draw it, different colours. And he ordered one straight away. So it's just the little things. I mean, obviously, I've heard great things about the medication, but there's something in my intuition that's saying that's not for me. But I just think it's an ongoing process of learning how to master it. I'm obsessed with self-mastery. And I think that's like the key to life, just constantly progressing and figuring stuff out. But I think just do the simple things, no phone time, journaling, speaking to good people about what's going on in your mind, that helps me a lot. But yeah, it's just, I don't have all the answers for that one just yet. But as soon as I do, I'll start. I don't talk about ADHD much because I'm trying to figure it out. Right, any more questions? Good? Right, thank you so much, and a massive round of applause again for Anti-Physiques. Let's go.